have it. And then to do what Linda was talking about, just make sure you have some kind of sturdy surface like a folding chair would work, and you can keep that close by. Just to really be able to target your low back, it's nice to have something like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. So, vamos a empezar así. So you're just going to begin seated here for a moment on whatever is the prop of your choice. So I've got a little meditation cushion underneath me, and you can start with your legs folded. If sitting on the floor is for you a no-go, then a chair is also an option. So let's just bring your hands to your hips for a moment. And you're going to feel yourself push the tailbone down and feel your shoulder blades open up. So let's just start here. Just feeling your tailbone kind of drop underneath the top of your head. Good. And then you can take your hands to your ribs. One hand to the opposite side of the rib cage, then wrap that, pull it in. Try that on the other side. Adios, mi amor. Good. And then let's go ahead and just sit there for a moment. Feel that sensation of sitting as tall as you can sit. Another thing that helps me do this is put a hand on the top of your head and put a hand on your low back. And you can even move the elbows apart so you feel the chest open up. Good. And link through the spine. So take a couple of breaths right here, just in this sensation. If it's helpful for you to close your eyes, you can do just that. So all we're going to do is focus here for a moment on growing the spine. Good. And then I want you to change the position of your hand. So place one hand on the top of your head and then the other hand on the low back. And then again, feel you can move the elbows slightly back. This is going to open the chest. Just a little micro stretch here. Take 3 breaths with me. So just in through your nose, out through the nose, elongating your exhales. Good. So now let's just place 2 hands on the top of your head. Let the fingers interlace and then move the hands back behind you. Pull the elbows nice and wide so you feel a big opening. Here comes Bart. Across the chest. Good. And then from here, pull the elbows in and feel the back of your neck stretch. So we're going to try this a few times. So the whole premise, or one of the things people use yoga for, is just to create more movement, more fluidity through your spine. So think about that for just a moment. How much movement do you have right here, right now, as you lift your head and chest, feeling that big opening, and then exhale, rounding and feeling a little stretch from the head to the neck. Let's do one more. A big breath, lifting your chest, and then exhaling, bringing that down. Good. So now inhale and sit tall. And then we're going to reach your rib cage, just side to side. When you keep your hands behind your head back here, you can feel the chest continuing to stay open. As that one armpit comes up, you'll feel the stretch deepen right there. So take a moment to just explore those sensations. A good way to get a deeper sensation is to move slowly. Good. So I want you to hold to one side and then once again slightly move the elbows back and you'll feel deeper stretch in the chest. Good. Let's exhale, sit it up. Take that on the opposite side. Once you feel yourself reaching the ribs over, slightly move the elbows back to stretch your chest a little more deeply. Very nice. And then we're going to exhale and come up. So now I want you to pull the elbows wide and give yourself antlers as you take the arms down. So let the fingertips come up as best they can. Good. So there's lots of reasons to be open and mobile across your chest. Only lower the arms as much as feels good and right to you. Still warming up the arms. You can stay in the antlers version here or continue to just kind of pump and reach up. Good, 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 good. Excellent. So now pause. You're going to reach the arms out and then rotate the ribs one direction. Inhale as you pass through the center. Rotate the ribs in the opposite direction. Good. So inhale and then you'll exhale to twist. Using your breath to take you into the twist will help you get there a little deeper. And remember that sensation of sitting tall as you twist, so you're not falling over here. Good. Shoulder blades continue to move together down the back. Excellent. So now pause. You can bring your palms together right in front of your lumbar spine. Open your chest. Press your knuckles into the chair, the cushion, the floor behind you, and really let the chest open here. Good. Let's exhale and release that for a moment. And then I want you to take a little side to side action through the shoulders, letting one side lift. Good, 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 good. All right, and then we'll roll both shoulders forward, and then they can come back. Excellent. And then from here, let's pause. So you're gonna unfold your legs, no matter what you're sitting on. And again, this can be a chair, a cushion, the floor. In any case, bring the arms up as you inhale. And then exhale, I want you to tap opposite elbow towards your knee, letting your ribs move across the thighs. Inhale up and exhale to twist to the other side. We'll try this a few times. What's important is to keep your sitting bones heavy and your spine nice and long as you twist, as you move forward, right? So pay attention to where you want to round. See if you can create a little more length. Just nice, slow, steady, easy, reaching, twisting. Excellent. Good. And we're gonna now, after this next round, pause on this side, whichever side, we'll go to both. Press your fingers into one another and deeply stretch your wrists as well. Good. So when you get length and extension, you should feel across the wrist a big stretch, particularly in the bottom hand. Good. Another big breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Let's change sides. Same thing, just a little. You can apply a little pressure with these top fingers into your bottom fingers, giving a stretch to the wrist. Good, so now we're gonna inhale, come up. I'm gonna stretch my right leg forward. Feel free to go opposite or mirror me, whatever is best for your brain. So right here, left knee bent, right leg forward. Come and reach to your shin bone. So right now I'm thinking of the people I know who are running a lot. You know who you are. There's at least a few of you here in this, and also the people who are hiking a lot. Just stretch your calf. You want to flex the foot and reach it back towards you. Good. Press the heel into the floor and then just lengthen out over this leg. Good. So now whatever leg you have extended, lift that arm up and take a big, big twist. Good. It's an open twist, and you can see my front shoulder and knee are sort of coming towards one another. Good. And keep that still sense of length out the top of the head. 2 more big breaths here. And then you're gonna inhale, sweep, take the arms up. We're gonna now reverse, twist towards your front leg. Again, keeping your hips anchored, your sitting bones dropping down. Good, and if it feels nice to put a little movement in the back arm, waking up the shoulder. If the chest feels tight, bend the elbow. Good, and you can apply pressure with this front arm to help you deepen your twist. 2 more big breaths. Okay, let's inhale, sit it up, take both arms up, and now shift the position of your leg. So you're just changing. Very nice. First thing we'll do is slide forward. Remember, deep flex in the foot of the extended leg. Oh, I see Chris has her strap. That is also an option. Just hook a strap around the ball of the foot, and that will help you deepen the stretch there. Back when we used to have props, good, I actually have mine also. I could just demo that really quick. You put the strap right like so, and that helps you just get a deeper anchored twist. All right, so first way we'll twist is towards your bent leg. So let the back arm lift and open. Good, and so as you shift angles here, you stretch different parts of the back. Particularly think about lengthening the space between the ribs and the hips. Another big breath here. This is looking good. Exhale, take that hand down. You can come to the strap, back to the shin, wherever feels nice. And now you're gonna switch arms. This opposite arm, move back, chest continues to open. Good, a few big breaths as this side lengthens. So that's the intent, just a little length. Good, and then let's exhale, release, let that hand come down, and you can remove the strap for now. Take your two legs out this time. So everybody pay attention. Soften your knees just a little. So the idea is, when your legs straighten, it makes your back round. You don't want to do that. So find a place where you can have long legs and a long spine. And if you're going to bend anywhere, bend a little bit at the knees. Deal? So now inhale, arms are going to come up, still feel the back get long. And then I want you to come forward, place your hands on your shins. Think about moving your spine in towards your shin bones. So if it helps you to create almost like a little cat-cow, feel your back round. Now exhale, feel your back lengthen. And just wake up those sensations. This is a rounded back. You'll feel stretch in between the shoulder blades. And then when you extend your spine forward, you'll deepen the stretch in the hamstrings and the muscles of the low back. So take that just a few times with your two legs forward. Inhale, and then you'll exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, and then exhale. Now pause. You're going to sit up, and I'm going to slide my right leg out. Good. From here, hands back behind me, you can fold your left leg in. The arms reach out, and then come over the right leg. Right? So the hand can slide, doesn't matter. Maybe it comes to the inner thigh, maybe out to the shin, maybe all the way over to the ankle. And then you can take your gaze up at your fingers and then down at your toes. Try that a few times. Up at the fingers, down at the toes, making sure the neck stays released. Good, long side stretch. Inhale, sitting up, and then exhale, change the position of your two legs. So now the left leg is out. Good, right leg folded in, or reverse that, however works for you. Come stretch over the extended leg, and then gaze at the toes, gaze up at the top hand, gaze at the toes, up at the top hand. One more time, gaze up, good, and down. And from here, you'll exhale, use these muscles right here. That's what pulls you up. And the more these strengthen, the less you strain here. So it's important to figure out, how do you activate these muscles to help you with these movements? Let's extend both legs. Good, and then I want you to try twisting towards one side. Press your fingertips in, lengthen the back, open the chest. Couple of breaths. Good, inhale, sweep your two arms back up. Exhale, twist towards the opposite leg. Couple big breaths. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, pull one elbow, same elbow towards the knee, stretching over. So I've not, that arm isn't on the floor. I've kind of pressed it into the leg. Excellent. Let's sit it up. Take it tall. 2 arms. Inhale, reach for the stars. And then exhale, coming down on the opposite side. Feeling this as a lengthening in the back. Good. And then from here, we're going to inhale all the way up. And then let's walk one leg and then the other leg in. Good. So now I invite you to find your own way up, moving towards standing. I'm going that way, right? Whoa, look at that. Very nice. Like you haven't missed a day. You come any old way that works for you. And we're going to take a moment to set up here. So I'm going to move prop and cushion out of the way, strap out of the way. And now we're just going to work on being in our feet and work on balance for just a little bit, and then we'll take that into some standing poses. So just begin rocking your weight forward and back in your feet. So this could be just the tiniest little lift. And if your feet have been irritating you, I wouldn't even worry about lifting the heels, the balls of the foot, unless it feels good. All right. Good. So just taking a moment there. And then I want you to put your hands on the thighs. Feel your weight ground into your feet. Step your 2 feet all the way together. Take your hands to the low back. Drop your tailbone down, opening your chest. And now one hand behind your head, one hand back on the low back. So keep a moment here. You're going to take a little micro back bend, your gaze moving up. Again, continuing to open the chest. 2 more big breaths. Exhale, stack the spine right back up. Switch the position of your hands. Inhale. And exhale, tailbone down, head moves back. Good. Feeling your chest continuing to open. Try to keep your feet together. Just that act of keeping your feet together makes you use your glutes, makes you work on balance. So just keep that in mind. Another big breath and you come up. 2 hands back behind the head for a moment. So anchor the tailbone where it is. Open your chest here. Good. All the way up. Feeling those muscles supported as the glutes begin to fire. And then you'll exhale, take the top of the head up, bring your palms out in front. Good. And then you're going to inhale, stretch, reach the arms up. And exhale, now lift the heels, maybe just an inch as you bring your elbows into your sides. Lower your weight slowly, lightly, and then exhale. Take it right back up. Good. So we're going to do this one more time. Exhaling to lift. Good. Inhale and exhale, lift. This time, lower your heels all the way to the floor. Take your arms. You're going to stretch your fingertips as high as you can take them. And again, long breaths. Take your gaze up towards your thumbs. And let your exhales lengthen. And then we're going to release that. So now I'm going to step in the middle of my mat. This is my right side facing the computer screen. And I want you to step your right leg back towards the back of your mat. Good. And then begin to anchor the back heel down. So that's on the right foot. Feel the front of the knee lift. So you get all those sensations really strong through the back of your extended leg. And then bend the front knee slowly and then straighten. So you're going to bend and then straighten. Bend and straighten. bend and straighten. So take this lightly, gently with your knees. Good. So when it feels comfortable, hold the bend in the front knee, hold the lengthening in the back knee, and then inhale, sweep, take your arms up. Let's give this 5 breaths. Gaze at your thumbs for those 5 breaths. Exhale, bring the arms right back down. Back leg steps in. Good, let's try that on the other side. So now the left leg, I'm gonna pick it up, step it, reach it back, turn the back toes slightly out, and reach the heel. You can really see that heel wants to come firm to the floor. So it really doesn't matter how much you bend the front knee, focus on the back leg first. So as you bend and straighten the knee, just use this as an opportunity to build circulation and blood flow in the joint, waking up the muscles. Good, good, good. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. All right, so now I want you to hold the bend in the front knee, hold the lift in the back leg, and then the arms come up, out, forward. Take the gaze up to your 2 thumbs and stretch. So good opportunity to stretch your back half. The gaze at your thumbs will help you work on your balance. Keep the navel pulling in to keep your spine supported. Tailbone down also in the pursuit of supporting the spine. Good, let's exhale, bring the hands in, and then use another exhale to step the back foot in. Good, this time the right leg is gonna go back again. Step it there, and then I want you to put your hands on your hips. So what we just did is warrior 1. Now we're about to do warrior 3. So before we do warrior 3, I want you to practice taking weight into your front legs. So you don't have to lift your back toes just yet. In fact, I wouldn't even do it. I would just rock the weight forward into your front knee. It can bend a little. Good. And then when you feel steady and anchored, just hold the weight there in the front leg for a moment. Don't even lift this up. So right now, even without that leg on the floor, you're already working on balance because this hamstring is firing and your body's in this asymmetrical shape. So now, if you feel ready and your hips can stay balanced, lift that back foot 1 inch. I'm talking 1 inch off the floor till you feel the glute, the hamstrings firing, your spine staying long. Give this 3 more breaths. Good, and then use an exhale, set the weight down. Use another exhale, step the foot in. Beautiful. All right. Vamos a seguir. We're going to continue. So now pick up your left foot, step it back behind you. All of these little steps are balance work, so pay attention. Good. And then I want you to try that same thing here. Just get the right leg ready to take the weight of your body. Right? So these little micro movements are the preparation for the yoga pose, right? So now, if you're feeling it, go ahead, pause, and just keep the weight on the front leg with the back heel lifted. And that is going to give you time to just wake these muscles up. And then, whoa, exhale when you feel ready. Lift the back toe. I'm talking 1 little inch from the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Few big breaths. Good. So it's more important that the back is long and supported, the hips are balanced, than it is that you've lifted the leg very high. When you feel ready, set that foot back down, step the back foot in, voila. Now we'll turn to the computer screen. Do you want to shake it out for just a minute? Side to side. All right. So now You can, again, mirror me if that feels good. We're gonna step your 2 feet all the way out wide. And now on just my right toes, or perhaps this will be your left toes, depending on what works for your mind, the toes are gonna turn out, but the hips don't go with the leg. The hips stay facing forward. So now of the turned out toes, these guys, tap the ball of that foot. And I want you to feel the inner thigh beginning to wake up. Good. Now, if you can, this is quite challenging, lift the heel just a little bit. And if you can't do it yet with your body, try it with your mind first. Build the neural pathway, and then suddenly that heel's lifting. Good. So pause with the whole foot anchored. I want you to open the arms, bend the knee. Exhale, arms float down. Straighten the knee. Here we go. Bend and lift the arms. Exhale, right back in. Bend and lift the arms. So it's just that one knee that's bending. Out, 2, 3. Now back. Let's hold this bend. Take your gaze to one set of fingers and then to the other set of fingers. Feeling a little neck stretch. Side to side here. Good. And then I want you to try this. Of the bent leg side, take that arm down and then just stretch over any amount. Does not need to be a big movement here. Good, excellent. And now you're gonna lengthen the 2 arms right back out. These toes, they turn in. Let's try it on the other side. So first turn the toes out, and then, you know what, leave your hands at your hips. Start to tap the ball of the foot. This, one of the reasons why we practice standing poses is to strengthen the muscles in the feet. So these little, again, micro movements are so good for waking up those smaller muscles. Good. So, and if it's hard for you, it's probably because those muscles are weak and they need a little bit of love and attention. So just taking little habits, practice, lifting toes, lifting heels. Good idea. Good. So now see if you can keep that bend. Well, you're going to bend the knee, then straighten the knee. The arms are going to reach out with the leg. Good. So only bend the knee to the amount that your connective tissue is saying, yes, I want to participate in this yoga. I want to do this warrior 2. I'm along for the ride. I'm in it, not to break it. Good. And then let's hold the arms out, shoulder blades together, chin over one shoulder, chin over the opposite shoulder. Take this a few times. Good. And then again, this extended arm, it's going to move slightly over towards the inner thigh, and then you can come stretch over this leg, steady, easy. And then you're going to exhale, bring it right back up. Now see if you can turn the toes in, step your left leg to the right. Voila, step that out and right back in. Play this game with me. Let's try it a few times. Step out, pull in. Whoa, whoa, we all got a little. Step it out, pull it in. So I want you to feel backs of the legs. Step it out, pull it in. We'll do this last time. Step out, pull in. Good. Let's work on tree pose, and then we're going to do some back and other type stretches. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to balance on my right leg first. So again, lift the ball of your foot, tap it a few times, then open and close it just a few times. Good, so you're pivoting out from the heel. Good, and now you're gonna hold the heel, you're gonna lift and lower it. Again, just a few times, waking up those smaller muscles. And then pause, pull the foot up, place it right above your opposite ankle. Right, so you're gonna push in from this hip, lift up through the inner thigh, and push the foot and the thigh together. Put the palms in front of you. If they're going for it, stretch the arms up, reach them out, take them up, and right back down. Set that foot down, shake it, shake it, shake it, all about. Kind of get that blood flow back going. And then your opposite toes, they stretch out. Good. And you're going to tap the ball of the foot, waking up the inner thigh in this configuration, like a very impatient Charlie Chaplin. And then you're going to tap the heel down and up, down and up, down and up. Good. And then you're going to put the foot just above the ankle here. And again, you can do this little tap. We didn't do it on that side. We should have. But foot to the shin here for just a moment. Good. And then the palms can move in front of the chest. You could take the arms up. You could lower them. You could take the arms up again. And then right back down. Hands to the hip. Set that leg. Rock it, rock it, rock it. So this is silly, but make a big stretch with your tailbone here. Take that stretch the other way. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some low back stretching. So this is when using your chair, a little folding chair, a little dining chair, whatever you got, is gonna be useful. So the first thing we're gonna do is what I think of as a modified down dog. So I'm gonna stand about 3 feet, depending on your own height, away from the chair, and inhale, stretch, reach my arms up. Now, if your back is so tight that touching the bottom of the chair is a no-go, then turn it around and be here, right? So that should be a height most anyone can work with. But and if these aren't stretches for you, because you're more advanced than this, teach them to the other people in your life who are not stretching their backs as much as they should, right? This is a learning opportunity to help other folks who maybe don't get to move around quite as much as you do. So from here, I'm in about an L shape. My torso reaching out, my hands under the chair. Inhale, lift your head and tailbone. And then exhale, I want you to round and just let your back stretch. This should feel fantastic. Inhale, lengthen your back out. And then exhale, round. So right in that sacro-lumbar region where a lot of problematic things happen, you can stretch here. Good, I want you to take this one more time. Inhale, big stretch. And then exhale, round. So now with your left foot, step one step closer to the chair. With your right foot, step a couple steps further from the chair. Walk your hands out over the seat of the chair and stretch. Good, so your arms are helping you stretch your back, and that energy through the feet, ankles, and knees is stretching your legs. So push through the feet, stretch out through the arms. Enjoy this for just a moment more. And then when you feel ready, we're gonna inhale, come up slightly. Your arm closest to the computer screen opens you. This is pretty similar to what we did seated. Good. Big breath, take that arm back down, and then the left arm reaches back behind you. Or whatever arm, the arm furthest from the computer screen. And then we'll use an exhale, bring that arm back down. And then your feet, you're gonna step the right foot where your left foot is. Step your left foot back. And we're gonna try these little stretches here on this side. So once again, I'm gonna take my hands, push them while I let them walk forward slightly. And let my two legs lengthen. Stretch out through the heels and the toes. Give this a few full solid breaths. Good. So if you can hyperextend your knees and overlock, I want you to micro bend and then feel yourself lift up through the quadricep. So push right here to lift. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, come up. First thing you'll do this time is reach away from the computer screen, opening your chest. And then exhale, step it back in, reach the opposite arm away, opening the chest. Good. Inhale, taking the hands back to the chair. The back foot's gonna step in. Now you're gonna reach that right leg out again. Keep two hands on the chair. Pull your belly in and then lift the back leg up. Just hold it lifted as much as you can. Give it a few breaths. Again, hips, low back, steady, stable. Exhale, allow the leg to release. Opposite, you're gonna stretch your left leg back behind you. Hold the belly in and then lift it. Again, imagine you could balance a teacup here on your sacrum. You're totally level through the back. All right, excellent. So now we're gonna try this. Step your right foot back. Now turn those toes to face the computer screen. Left hand stays on the chair and you're gonna open all the way up. This is Trikonasana with the chair. It's fantastic. Good, so it's just a supporting surface. If you're very fancy, you do yoga all the time and you don't want a supporting surface, you don't have to use it. But I think you should, just because you get to experience your body a little differently. And sometimes we learn when we're willing to be gentle or less fancy. Good, so now I want you to try this. I'm gonna step my left foot slightly back towards me, and then I'm gonna take my weight into it and then maybe lift my back leg. Maybe it comes up this high. No agenda, just see how that feels. And then exhale, release it, turn back towards the chair, and then we're gonna exhale, pick it up, set it on the other side of the mat so that we can all continue to face each other. So now this left leg, your front leg, is gonna reach away, the toes turn back towards the computer screen. The right leg, the toes turn out towards the short edge of the mat. And now from here, top arm can lift, your hips can move forward, head can move back. Good, so you're taking a triangle pose here. Arms, fingers stretching out. Good, so you can stay here for a moment. Take your hand here to the top hip. The back foot, I'm gonna step my front foot, I'm gonna step slightly back. And then I'm gonna exhale, see about lifting my opposite leg. So again, no agenda. Maybe the foot comes up an inch, maybe a little bit more. Good, and then you're gonna exhale, release that leg, turn back towards the chair. Picking it up once again, this might be a little bit awkward for just a moment, but you're gonna put the chair towards the computer screen, two hands here, walk your feet out, and then stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, so this is a wide leg forward bend. Let your head and neck relax as best you can. Your low back will love you. Your low back will thank you. Again, you don't need to use a chair. You can also just put your hands on the legs. I'm really enjoying the restorative nature of just having that extra prop. Good, and then from here, we'll pull ourselves back up. Step your 2 feet in, and then exhale, lifting the chair. Last time I'm putting it towards the short edge of my mat, and we're gonna come, oh yeah, oh, this is timing out great. So here's what I'm gonna do. Chair's at the short edge of the mat. I'm gonna come sit, and then check this out, my dear friends. I'm gonna put my feet up. Why not? All right, so with your feet up for a moment, I want you to find any old way you want to prop yourself. So if you're close to your couch, just putting your feet up on the couch is a great thing. Good. So just while you're here for a moment, if it feels nice to kind of tuck your shoulder blades onto the back, feel them settle. You can kind of rock and roll your tailbone just a little bit. You could even do a few little micro bridges, letting your tailbone, hips, pelvis come up from the floor, and then lower right back down. Good. You can also take a moment to get comfortable. Maybe you want your shins all the way, or your calves rather, all the way there. Just do what's gonna feel good. Again, a few little lifts of the pelvis. And then from here, I want you to raise, this is my right leg coming up, and I'm gonna point and flex this just a few times. So if you did any straining in some of those bigger standing poses, just give your foot an opportunity to stretch. You can now circle the ankle just a little. Circle it one way, circle the other. With just your right foot, you can write the alphabet, or, just your few select favorite letters. I like a Y. Look at that. All right, and then from here, go ahead, bend this knee. Take your hands onto the shin bone, and then just reach your head up. You can look at your belly for a minute, feeling those muscles pull in. Good, and then I want you to slide the hands behind your thigh, and exhale, lengthen the leg back up. So now I'm just pushing my hand or my thigh really into my hands, and that's what's stretching my hamstring here. Good. And now from here, you can fold at the knee just a little. Let that hip reach out to the side. So the femur bone's coming out. Good. And then from here, let the leg come stretch across the midline of the body. So it's going to go from the right to the left. And this is to stretch your IT band, the outer part of the leg. If it's real tight, you can rub it. And then the ankle can move to the thigh of the opposite leg, and then you can hug this whole configuration in, or if that's not right for your hips, just leave it up here and maybe rock the back just a little. But take a moment, nice and slow, steady, easy, without agenda. Good, and then from there, let's let the right leg come to rest on the chair. Let's let the left leg extend. So a fully extended knee is not the goal, but to start to feel the quadricep, these muscles engage to extend the knee. That matters, right? So just pay attention to that sensation. And then from here, you can point and flex the foot. And now you can circle the ankle, circle it the other way. You can write the alphabet. Good. And then let's try this. You're gonna let the knee come over your chest for just a moment. Clasp your hands here, letting the hip just gently stretch. And then you can clasp the hands to the inner leg. And then you're going to stretch. So as this leg comes up, when I said inner leg, I meant thigh, upper leg. And then you're going to send the heel up once again. So you feel hamstring stretching. And just focus there on the thigh bone pushing back and up. And then we're going to use an exhale, let the knee fold, let the leg move out to the side just a little bit. Gentle stretch of the hip. Good, and then I want you to let this leg kind of cross the midline of the body, and then you'll extend the knee as best you can. And let the IT band outer leg get a good stretch. Kind of roll the hip and thigh down. Good, and then we're going to exhale, fold this knee so the foot comes to the thigh. You can either leave the legs here or gently pull them in up towards you. Use some deep, long exhales. Oh. All right, and after your next exhale, go ahead, let the legs now come and rest on your chair once again. You're going to take opposite hand to elbow, and then just let your arms reach across your body, slightly stretching the chest, the shoulders. Keeping the hands clasped, you can now let that sort of become a circle. The arms can move over your head. You can pause anywhere they feel tight. And circle in the opposite direction. Good. And then I want to invite you to just take a moment to focus a little bit on breathing. So we're going to place our hands on your belly. The first thing we're going to focus on is just diaphragmatic breathing. How do I take my breath low? Activate the diaphragm, and then exhale. So let's take about 5 of these breaths. You're going to imagine the breath moving beneath your navel. You're going to elongate each inhale, elongate each exhale. Let's do that together. Now I want you to try taking your right hand, putting your index finger over your right nostril, and we're going to take 5 breaths in and out of the left nostril. Just take a few here. So long inhales, long exhales, in and out of the left nostril. Closing your eyes can help you kind of steady your brain. All right, let's try that on the other side. So you can let your left hand come to your left nostrils. Just allow that to close off. And if all you're doing is seeing what's going on in your right nostril and that right sinus cavity, that's what this breath is for. Elongate and then release. All right, and then we're gonna exhale, be done. Alternating our nostril breathing. I want you to take your two thumbs and press in right around just where your eyebrows are meeting and coming together. So just take your thumbs and apply a bit of pressure here for a few breaths. After your next exhale, take your index fingers to your temples, and I want you to press in, not to the point that it causes pain, but really see if you can find that pressure point here. Give it just a few breaths. And then let's just let our arms come to our sides. You can focus on breathing if you like, or you can just focus on a little bit of rest here. And then when you feel ready, just slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and circle the ankles and the wrists. Take your arms up, maybe lift the pelvis just a little. Take a big exhale, pull the knees over the chest, rock your back, hugging the knees in. And then we're gonna roll to the one side. Use the strength in your arms, press up, find seated. Come together here. Palms before the heart. We'll bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift. Everyone, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste. Good work, everybody.
Gracias.